fellow preppers, 'tis I, the rumpled one. Okay, I promised I'd make that video about planning, because I made the video about medium plans, long-term plans. Well, in my inbox, there was from a couple of different newsletter type things I subscribe to. I talked about planning today. And so I thought I'd share some of these ideas with you. But before I get started on that, there's one thing I've always said is you have to find what works for you. And that's what's most important. So maybe some of this will work for you, some of it won't. You use what you can use and the rest, just chuck it. It's that simple, because even the experts don't all agree. And in fact, on the minimalist, I like to read what they have to say, and they talk about not planning. And there's some validity to that. But once again, you have to find that balance for yourself, what works for you. That's part of prepping, finding out what works for you. So they say success starts here. Success starts with preparation and planning to avoid wrong people, environment, habits, and to connect with the right people, environment, habits. Success is simple once you accept how difficult it is. That's right, it's simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. Let me explain. Well, I know what he's going to say. Well, one, I've read it, but lifting a weight is simple. Lifting 5 pounds, no problem. Lifting 50 pounds, yeah, I can do it, but I'm going to know I'm lifting some weight. Lifting 500 pounds, I'm going to cry uncle. Can't do it. So don't confuse what's simple with what's easy, because they don't mean the same thing. Then he goes on and talks about planning your day. Well, who was it? Was it Andrew Carnegie paid that guy $25,000 when the guy told him that tip about right before you go to bed, you get out a little index card and you write down 6 things you want to do tomorrow, and then you prioritize them. Then tomorrow you start with number 1 and you stick with that until you're done, then you cross it off, then you move on to number 2. Well, I'll tell you, I will testify, that works. Back in my corporate days, that's what I used to do. When I had my own business, that's what I used to do, because you got to get stuff done. That's how you do it. Let's see, right now I've got my schedule for today's on this coffee cup, which I use for my hot chocolate because I don't drink coffee. It says 9 o'clock, get $1 million. 10 o'clock, take over company. 11 o'clock, make those who ignored you crawl. 12 o'clock, lunch in Jamaica. 1 o'clock, buy Jamaica. 2 o'clock, close deal for movie on your life. 3, accept leading role in that movie. 4, advise the president. 5, accept award for being best person ever. Well, you see, I got busy day every day. You guys are lucky I get to make these videos. Just kidding. Anyway, he says that there seems to be a few major obstacles in the way of your success. One is overcoming procrastination. You just got to get up and do it. And the other is getting a handle on your time management. See, you're in charge of your time, and time's one of those things that you can't replace it. The clock's always ticking. I did a video on that. It says, so if you plan, you can overcome both those things. It says you need to plan your day, block out time for specific tasks, get one big thing done first thing in the morning. That's important to get that momentum going. And it says make a commitment to contacting the right people. Eliminate unnecessary communication. Probably that means you're not going to be watching my videos anymore. Okay, let's see. Avoid getting sucked into emails. Sometimes I wish I never started email. It's vicious. Set daily deadlines. Stick to your schedule. This is where things often go wrong. It can be tough, but as Ringer would say, you know, when you start making exceptions to the rule, then you become exceptional. Nothing gets done then. And set up your environment for maximum productivity. You know, have a nice clear workspace, quiet area, turn the ringer off on your phone, on your computer, don't let any, just so you can focus. Institute a strict sleeping schedule. That makes sense. Got to be well rested to get things done. And surround yourself with competent people. Now, a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to be that rigid. I want a flexible, spontaneous lifestyle. He says, and that's fine, but the fact is you'll fail at almost everything you want to do in life, period. It's your choice. And that's really true. When you look at people that always say something, oh, well, I can't do that. It's like, no, you choose not to. That's just how they are. And the question is, you know, that's their life. It's not really my concern or your concern, but you just have to look and say, well, they're not successful, judging by your standards. But you don't have to judge them at all. You can just go on and do your own thing. As I say, play your own game. But the thing is that you get freedom from structure, is what he says. And it's real simple. You know, if you want to go out and hang out with your friends, enjoy a football game, or, you know, go to a museum, but you know you've got chores that you haven't done, it's going to nag at you. You're not going to be able to enjoy life as much as if you just get the stuff done. Just do your chores, finish your projects, and then you can go out and enjoy life. I mean, there's some projects that, you know, you'll never finish, like house cleaning and chopping wood, but you know how much you need to chop on a daily basis, or how often you need to clean the house, so you just go in there and clean it, do it, get it done. Wash the dishes, wash clothes, and then once all those chores are over, then you're free to sit back, relax, catch your breath, and go do something you really enjoy. And because if you've got those chores that are just nagging at you, you're just not going to have as much fun. Or, even worse, maybe you will have fun, but then afterwards you feel guilty. You know, guilt, the gift that keeps on giving. You don't want that. And then I got this other email. Personal development. He says, his definition of success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So, simple and every day. And you see, when you look at successful people, you will almost discover a plan behind their success. See, once again, they're talking about planning. And he says, develop the plan for you. And that's the key thing, once again, what works for you. He says to take time to keep a journal and take notes. You know, you might do it in the computer, you might do it on a piece of paper, but make some notes. Keep track of things. It's always good to have a pen or pencil and a piece of paper on your person so you can jot down ideas when you get them, or reminders. Oh, I need to buy this, or oh, I need to do this, and then you can check them off, and you can either keep them in a journal or pitch them. I used to keep them, but geez, after 3 decades, that's a lot of stuff, and it's more like use it for fire starter, because I really don't have anything in those notes I really need anymore. He says also reflect. You know, I use the word ponder a lot. I say ponder this. It means take some time and think about it. He says to set goals. You know, the other guy says don't set goals. Once again, what works for you? You know, do you want to have something done by the end of the day, week, month, year? Set that goal. And then aim for it. Keep track. See how you monitor. because what's not measured usually isn't done, especially in business. That's something I learned back in the when quality was the buzzword back in the 80s. What isn't measured isn't done. It says act on your plan. You know, we talk about preparations a lot, but if you don't practice, if you don't do anything, you're not going to get good at it. You're not going to be competent when you need to be competent. You're just not going to get it done. So you have to act. You have to practice. You have to actually do it. You can prepare to cook, but sooner or later you got to put something in the pan and put the pan on the fire, in the oven. As they say, get her done. So, that's what came in the mail in the inbox today, and I just thought it was kind of interesting since I just put out that video on medium and long-term plans, which I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just keep seeing so many videos and so many articles and books. Oh my God, look at all the books they have out on prepping now that they just keep talking about, you know, 72-hour kits. I think they just want to sell a bunch of stuff. Because chances are you probably have around the house everything you need to put together your own 72-hour kit. You probably don't have to go out and spend money to do it. Of course, there's what I call the convenient preppers. They'll go out and they'll buy the 72-hour bag, stick it in the closet, and they feel they're prepared. And to a degree they are. They're better off if they hadn't done it, but when stuff hits the fan, if they haven't opened that bag, they haven't practiced anything, learned anything, it might keep them warm for a while, might keep their belly full for a while, but they're going to wind up being miserable. And that was one of the things that always kept me going when it came to prepping, is that I never wanted to see myself in some Red Cross shelter in a high school cafeteria, huddled there with a bunch of other people looking cold and unkempt and uncomfortable. No, I'd rather be out in the woods in my own tent with the campfire going, eating like a king, enjoying, kicking back. So, but that's just me. You don't have to be like me. Probably wouldn't work for you anyway. So, once again, fellow preppers, planning. You know, plan your work, work your plan. All that old advice, it's good. And some other old advice. If you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail.